Alright guys, Frontier is slaying. They are crazy. The upcoming updates for Planet Coaster 2 will be absolutely bonkers. They will be ridiculously great. You can already see something here in front of you in the roadmap. But guys, this is by far it all. They have said so many things, they have shown so many things in today's Unlocked. I am beyond amazed, and this is the first time in all the time of Planet Coaster 2 that I'm really shaking in excitement. They not only have understood what's going on, but now it's really going to be crazy. If they also additionally get those bugs out of the game update by update, we are facing exactly what we've dreamed about. But anyways, I'm rambling. Let's get into it before we then talk about the future roadmap, because they have again even dropped some bombs, so stay here for a little surprise till the end. Now, let's start with the first thing. The security guard has been teased, and the cool bit about the security guard is that they are not only back in the game, they have a brand new security guard post, which they'll use to stand, and basically the functionality is similar to what we've had in the other two Planet games. You know, they will be going after pickpockets, they will be standing there to add security to your area, you have to manage the security, basically as you can expect, but everything is kind of new. You've got new animations, as you've seen as you can see in the B-roll material. Thank you, by the way, for Frontier giving that a little earlier, so at least I can prepare the video. I still waited for the unlock to have a bit of additional material, but that's that. The security guard is in, and now we get to a big one. Taggy, our friend Taggy 3D, has to look for a new job. Basically, what it is Frontier has watched all of his content and has said, okay, you know what, we've done this with Rudi in the past, we've basically brought Rudi down, he's not going to spoil anything more, he's doing his stuff normally, and now we take Taggy and we basically take everything he's kind of doing in the game and we give a way more simple solution to the people, which is exactly what they're doing. We are getting invisible path, we are getting curb-free path, we are getting the control over making curbs and the path individually free, so you can either decide to go for no curb or even no texture, or both to make it fully invisible. Or if you still want to make it visible but you don't want this foundation, the thick foundation of a bridge, let's say, you can even get rid of that one too, which is super nice. And if that's not enough, Rich has also said they are investigating how deep they can go with the clearance, especially for pools. And if you've watched any of Taggy's videos, you know he has been exploiting this in a very interesting way, and so you could go deeper, or like actually you can lower on the pool so that there is just a little bit of clearance above a pool, and now they will bring this into the game as well, which is absolutely great. But you know what's also very great is more customizable option for, well, basically anything. The rocks, we will get a completely new rock set into the game. Rock set, it's not the band though, it's a rock set, and the one is flexicolor, completely flexicolor, but also the glass pieces will be flexicolor. But hold on, it's not all. You can also have a whole bunch of new glass pieces. There is a whole variety of new glass pieces coming to the next update, which includes a lot of great updates featuring triangles, long triangles, and other octagons and all these kind of hexagon things. Like a lot of cool glass pieces with the ability to not only make them flexicolor, no, we also have an opacity slider now to make them fully opaque or fully transparent, however you like. So, oh my god, what a cool update. But they did not stop here. They will also make stations at least a little bit customizable in the way that you can change the color of the pathing. And also you can do the same thing with pools, obviously, making round pools and so on. And we also have a round path stamp. I forgot to mention that earlier, as well as the fact that they are working on stations. There's more about stations and flume stations, they said, with the addition of Watch This Space. So there is even more to come with this area too. Speaking of more to come, there is more. And this is obviously the themed coasters this time around, and I'm gonna keep this very simple. It's basically both RMC coasters that we have in-game, the hybrid wooden topped and the fully steel hybrid. Both of them will receive a themed coaster car, which is great, which is kind of what they said earlier in the roadmap, I guess, but very cool to have them. I think it was a big request that people don't want to have the heavily themed ones on the RMCs, so here we go. But again, this is even not all, because we're gonna get a new coaster, a fully new coaster. I forgot exactly the name, something like the Launched Vector Return Mark II or something like that. It's basically a boomerang coaster that we didn't have in the game, but now we have. So very, very simple, but I like it. We have a new coaster for free, so that's cool. And let's move on to yet another thing. And that's nothing less than the teaser of the SciFi set. And just make sure to rewatch the Unlocked if you haven't, because I did not record the sound, but they did something really cool with the sound over here, did some really Star Wars-esque, and hopefully we're getting this sound iteration of the Planet Coaster sound, because it's a super, super nice sound. I'm loving it already, so make sure to check that out. And the set looks cool, and we're getting a whole bunch of things in this set, and yeah, that's pretty cool. But now, let's bring up the roadmap again and talk about what's in store for the next updates. And oh my god, guys, I'm so exhausted because I'm so excited. I can't. Okay. So before we talk about the conclusion, let's just bring up the facts. The next update in June will feature souvenir shops and the already quite a long time ago teased on-ride photos. I was sure back in the day that that was a tease. Maybe they planned to add this in earlier when they then decided to go into the roadmap. I'd still believe that back in the day they may wanted to bring this out immediately, but then a couple days later we had the announcement that they will go into this monthly iteration and that there will be a roadmap. So I guess they changed their mind, and this actually was a teaser for on-ride photos, but now we are getting them paired with the souvenir shops. I've talked about that already. This is just the absolute obvious connection. But we will also get a new theme. This is going to be the Fairytale theme returning in June already. They are really hitting the accelerator here. That's just really crazy. We are getting more stock courses, and they also told us that the stock coasters will maybe even be more than usual. So they were also looking into adding even more of those. We will be getting returning the Coriolis, I guess this is how it's pronounced. And we will also get ongoing abilities and stability empowerment enhancements. I want to say that in all these roadmaps, normally in the lowest point, adjustment and enhancements always is the same little thing in there, and then as you can tell from the last updates, it's becoming bigger and bigger once the updates come, so there is still a lot more to expect. So maybe bigger station overhauls, maybe, I mean, now pathing and so on is perfect, so what else to expect over there, but maybe some even more improvements in themes. And we didn't even talk about that, we will still get some new Western pieces, including Eve pieces and wall pieces for the Western theme, some of which I think are completely new if I understood them correctly. So this is ridiculous, and let me just take these couple more minutes here to end the episode to really emphasize on my appreciation for this team. Now, there has been a lot of criticism, and we still have a lot of bugs in the game. It's still very buggy on various devices, and you know, it depends heavily on your system. The Planet games, unfortunately, are very individual when it comes to issues, and you know, but the overall passion and commitment that Frontier is showing to make this game the game we would have hoped it being, and for those people who have spent the money at the beginning for a arguably bad game, or let's say at least very, very, very rough game, they are looking at a game now, at a development that is, for me personally, relatively unparalleled. We shall not forget that there are only 4 weeks between each and every update they are bringing out. So apparently this is, you know, I'm not talking around this. They have been planning this for a longer time, and very obviously the launch was maybe not the launch that they wanted in the first place. So we shall not say this is all because they're so genuinely lovable that they give us all for free. They obviously need to fix the game, okay? But the way they are doing it, they could do this in a completely different way. But now I've become more and more happy with each individual update we've seen. Update 3, 4, and now 5 announced, great, but 6 is even greater potentially. And you know, there is so much to love about this, and I've been so negative at times that I feel like it's absolutely necessary to be that positive. I also want to hear something about weather. I'm still not stopping here. I'm still not stopping. We need improvements on the weather and on the freaking ride attendant, but this shall not be a negative video, not at all, because oh my god, Frontier, thank you so much for your commitment. Thank you so much for listening, because there is so much of feedback already implemented in these updates that potentially they wouldn't have done in the first place, in comparison to other things they would have done in the first place anyways. But let me know in the comments what you think and what your perception of all these updates are. What are you most excited for? This time I have a hard time picking. There's a lot I'm gonna love about this. I mean, surely for the quality of life updates, this next update is gonna be insane for the circle path, the whole path overhaul, the curbing, the stained glass, the opacity glass change. It all doesn't seem big, but for making sure everything looks nice and you can do crazy things in the game, this is really, really amazing. And for the management players, obviously with the security guards, you get a complete new element of your management. So it's really good. So let me know in the comments down below. I am really, really positively surprised, even though I already knew what we're gonna expect plus X, but hey, that's gonna be mega. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these updates, videos, and so on. I'm gonna talk to you in the next one, and bye.